Okay, got a couple things to do before we get started. Bring up YouTube over here for any comments. Six minutes, we're going to get underway here. Have to go in and check what's there. We go. So I can check on your comments this morning. I don't know what it is, but Facebook, for whatever reason, just doesn't want to cooperate with me the last couple of days. In about 6 minutes, we're going to get started. So I took a cue from David Foster over at Geeks Life and did this nice little upfront kind of Rich Morning Coffee header and show timer. Please share this video while you wait. I really appreciate that. Share the link. Unfortunately, we can't do it on Facebook because Facebook is just, I don't know, it's all kind of messed up today. It's been that way for me for the last few days. I don't know why. Today, I'm going to talk about bucket lists. And I've got a little something, a little preview of something I'm working on right now. Or as a gift for somebody. Most people will be able to tell what that is when they see it. Okay, I'll be fully got an update for this computer. I don't want to do it now. I'll do it later. We'll do it on Saturday. That's good. Okay. So if you are watching live, I appreciate that. If you're not, catch it in the rebroadcast later on. I'm going to share this to all of my social media. We're going to put this on Twitter. Sending that to Twitter. Sending that to G+. Go. Post that one. Got about 4 minutes before we get started this morning. This kind of picks up on that dead air that I've had the last few days. And if you're, I'll share that on my timeline. There we go. Post to Facebook. If you're over on Facebook this morning and you want to come over to YouTube and use the chat over on YouTube, that's where I'm going to see your comments this morning. We've got about 3 minutes to go here, and then we'll get started. We're going to be talking about bucket lists. I got to get my coffee. That's what I forgot, was my morning coffee. There we go. Got some coffee. I'm wearing my Peltzer's Pets Do Not Feed After Midnight t-shirt today. For anybody watching, I'll show that again later. little bit of lag to YouTube, but that's okay. See if we get any viewers this morning. It's very strange why I can't get things going on. Wow, lots of noise this morning. They're wrecking the place. Why am I going to talk about bucket lists this morning? Well, a couple of reasons, really. Bucket lists are important, and I don't want to go into too much of it right now, but making yourself a bucket list is like setting up goals for all intent and purposes. And hoping we get some people come over to YouTube this morning. And if not, we'll do it another way. Try and do it another way tomorrow. If for whatever reason I cannot get YouTube to, or Facebook to do what it's got to do, some rich morning coffee. That's the stuff. There we go. Look at that. This morning there's not a big lag. We got a little bit of a timer in the front. This is going to be on YouTube. I've linked it to Facebook. I've linked it to Twitter, and we'll see what happens if we get some viewers this morning. If we don't, we don't. Whatever. You can watch it in the rebroadcast later. 10 seconds. Good morning and welcome to Rich Morning Coffee with me, Richard. And as always, I have my coffee with me. Always good to have a good cup of coffee. That is great stuff. That is amazing stuff. Again, one of my favorite mugs. Yes, I'm a geek. And speaking of being a geek, check this shirt out today. Peltzer's Pets, do not feed after midnight. One of my favorite shirts. I've got all kinds of t-shirts like this, Star Wars, Star Trek, you name it, I probably have it. And they're amazing shirts. Today what I want to talk about is bucket lists. A bucket list. What is a bucket list? Well, a bucket list is something that we create to set goals, for lack of a better term. If we wanted to go to Disneyland, for instance, we would write it down, all the things we want to do, like skydiving or scuba diving or ride a motorcycle, or these things that you wouldn't normally do but you always wanted to do, and you want to do them before your time on this planet expires, whether you're taken away by aliens or whatever. But bucket lists are really important. And today, your task today from me is to make a bucket list. And if you're into live streaming like I am, I'm just going to move my chair up a little bit. If you're into live streaming like I am, it's important to make lists or set goals. Each day I try and set a goal for what I want to achieve. And everybody I know wants to achieve something in the day or in the week or in the month. And that's where setting goals and making that bucket list. I like to call it a bucket list. I don't like to call it a to-do list because then it sounds like a honey-do list. And if you've ever met my wife, you know that I usually get a very long honey-do list. And the long honey-do list just demotivates me. Oh, I gotta do this. But if you make and set goals for yourself on a bucket list, it's stuff that you want to do, stuff that you want to achieve. And when you've achieved those and you've marked them off, you get a huge sense of accomplishment, or you get joy from jumping out of that plane for the first time. You're terrified when you first jump, but by the time you've hit the ground, hopefully with your parachute open, by the time you've hit the ground, your heart's pumping and it's racing and your adrenaline's flowing and you feel on top of the world. And that's exactly what happens when we set and achieve our goals. We feel on top of the world. We have that sense of accomplishment. So if you're a live streamer and you want to live stream, what I want you to do today is I want you to get yourself a notebook just like this one, and start writing in your notebook. Get yourself a pen. If you've got one of these notebooks that you can slide the pen in, you're always going to have your pen with you. If not, it's no big deal. This is a test notebook that was sent to me. It's a great little notebook. I keep notes in this thing all the time. It's got little pockets that I can stick things in that I have to take a look at every day. But I use this as my daily journal. And the reason I use this as my daily journal for the things that I want to accomplish, like today, for instance, I wanted to talk about doing lists. So I can check that off because that's what I'm doing this morning. I was talking to you about making a list, like Santa Claus, checking it twice, and make sure you accomplish those things. And if you can't accomplish something, here's the thing that a lot of people tend to do, and I do it myself. I write something down, and I say, okay, today I need to accomplish this. Today I want to accomplish this. There's a difference between needs and wants. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. Here's a quick illustration. When we go to the grocery store, we need to pick up food. But sometimes we want a bag of chips. We don't need a bag of chips, but we want a bag of chips. So when we eat that bag of chips, we feel, oh, so good. If you're a chip person, or it could be a candy bar, it could be whatever. But you feel good. And if you need to get bread, milk, eggs, that sort of stuff, you don't have that same sort of feeling, that euphoria, if you will, of eating that same euphoria you're getting from eating that bag of chips. And that's what I want you to do when it comes to building your bucket list, is I want you to accomplish wants, not needs. You don't need to do a live stream, but you want to do a live stream. You want to talk about what excites you. You want to talk about things in your business or your day-to-day life or your children. You want to share that with your friends online. Those are wants, and when you get through those and you feel, you just feel like a big weight's been lifted, because now it's become casual, right? You casually pick up that chocolate bar or that bag of chips and take it to the register, or that bottle of Pepsi or Coke, and believe me, I'm not sponsored by either of them. But when you've had it, you just feel so good, and that's how I want you to approach your bucket lists. I want you to approach them with that wanting desire, not that need to do something, because then that becomes tedious and it sounds like a chore. I want you to want to get on, do a live stream every day, and just accomplish little steps. So today, let's say today's going to be your first day online, and you're going to get in front of your webcam, or you're going to get in front of your little setup that you have at home, or wherever you may have that, and you're going to say to yourself, yeah, I really, really want to talk about my brand new car. Wow, this thing is amazing. It fills me with joy every time I get into it. Do it. You know what? You're going to build an audience slowly but surely by being yourself. And I talked about this yesterday. a little bit being yourself. But bucket lists are so important because they are the things we want in life, not the things we need in life. We need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. If I can take that need and transfer it into a want, I want to lose weight. I'm more likely to go out and try to accomplish that. I want to have another cup of coffee. I don't need to have another cup of coffee, but I want to have another cup of coffee, and I'm going to. So just when you think of it that way, if you're planning your day, let's say you're at home and you're planning your day with your spouse, and like I ask my wife every morning, honey, what's for supper tonight? You know what she says to me? What do you want? Not what do you need, what do you want? And if I get what I want, of course I feel great after supper. Got some energy, and you know, my endorphins are up because I had something satisfying to me. I know I'm relating this a lot to food for whatever reason. Maybe I had breakfast. I'm not that hungry. So I want to go to Disneyland. I'm 52 years old. I have never been to Disneyland. Now, I don't want to go this year. I don't want to go next year. I want to go when they finally get Star Wars Land up and running. That's when I want to go. And I can chalk that off my bucket list once I do that. I have ridden a motorcycle, so riding a motorcycle is no big deal for me, but I want to skydive. I've never skydived, never jumped out of a plane. I've hang glided. That's amazing. I've done a little bit of climbing. That's amazing. I want to go fishing very, very soon. And I'm going to put that in my bucket list. Where do I want to fish? I want to fish in Florida. I want to go fishing for marlin. So I'm going to add that to my bucket list. In terms of my live streams, I want to increase my audience. I want to increase my audience. How do I do that? By getting better at doing live streams. And there are certain things that you can do each and every day to make yourself a little bit better and a little bit more comfortable in front of camera. So we're going to talk about those later in the week. It's a short week for me today. Today's Wednesday. We have 2 more episodes of Rich Morning Coffee coming up this week, and then I'm off for the weekend. I don't do Rich Morning Coffee on the weekend because I'm just too busy to do other stuff on the weekend. So with that said, if you're going to watch this on the rebroadcast, leave me a comment down below. Leave me a comment down below in the comment section. If you're coming to this video from Facebook, thank you very much. I don't know what's going on with Facebook with me right now, but every time I try and log on, it says there's some sort of issue with me doing live video, and I don't know what it is. So for now, we're going to say goodbye. That's Rich Morning Coffee for this morning. You guys have a wonderful day, and remember, get that book, set your bucket list, the wants that you want to achieve in life and in live streaming. Until tomorrow, we'll see you. Have yourselves a great cup of coffee.